Hello, everybody, and welcome to Discovery Days. Before we get started, I want to say a quick thank you to our sponsor, the Chickasaw Nation, for making free family fun like this possible. But here at the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, where we are located in Midtown Oklahoma City near downtown, and this is our museum, which we are so fortunate to have. We tell Oklahoma's story through its people. And so we tell the inspiring stories of Oklahomans day after day, hoping to inspire future generations. So today we are telling the story of Jerrie Cobb. Jerrie Cobb broke 3 aviation records in her 20s while flying in Oklahoma-built planes. In the 1960s, Cobb trained to be an astronaut, but NASA ultimately decided not to send a woman into outer space until the 1980s. After her attempt at being an astronaut, she flew throughout her lifetime and went on to provide humanitarian support to isolated communities in the South American rainforest. So she was an explorer her whole life. And so today we are inspired by Jerrie Cobb, and we're going to be reading a story that's a little adventurous. Never ask a dinosaur to dinner. So let me go ahead and get my screen switched over so we can go ahead and get started with our story. Alrighty. So like I said, we are reading Never Ask a Dinosaur to Dinner by Gareth Edwards and Guy Parker Reese. And so that seems like a really bad idea to ask a dinosaur to dinner. Never ask a dinosaur to dinner. Really, never ask a dinosaur to dinner. Because a T-Rex is ferocious and his manners are atrocious. And you'll find that if he's able to eat all the food, if he's able, he will eat the kitchen table. He'll grow fatter while the rest of you grow thinner. So never ask a dinosaur to dinner. There he is. He's got the whole table in his mouth. Please don't share your toothbrush with a shark. Really, please don't share your toothbrush with a shark. They've got so many rows of teeth on the top and underneath, and any self-respecting shark will want each little tooth to sparkle. There he is. He's getting all his teeth in and out, deep and in his mouth. If you rush him, he may make a rude remark, so please don't share your toothbrush with a shark. A rude remark? I'd be worried about the shark eating me. Oh my. Never let a beaver in the sink. Really, never let a beaver in the sink. But he looks so friendly. That's a friendly looking beaver. He'll block it up with sticks and mud and turn the taps on till they flood and build a great big beaver dam and fill the whole thing up with salmon. He's got salmon in the sink. And the water won't be very good to drink. So never let a beaver in the sink. Look at him. He built his own beaver dam in the sink with salmon and everything. He seems very pleased with himself. Please don't use a tiger as a towel. Really, please do not use a tiger as a towel. That tiger looks very startled to be used as a towel. Because in case you have forgotten, tigers are not made of cotton, and although they're furred quite thickly, they can get mad very quickly. And you'll find they have a rather scary growl. So please don't use a tiger as a towel. There's growling. He's chasing after him. Fortunately, he did find a towel. Never choose a bison for a blanket. Really, never choose a bison for a blanket. Uh-oh. Looks very uninterested. Because although it's warm and woolly, you will find it is a bully, and its hooves will be too clumpy, and its horns will make you grumpy. And by morning time, you will not want to think it, so never choose a bison for a blanket. It's taking up the whole bed. That would be a bad night's sleep, I'm sure. Please don't let a barn owl in your bed. Really, please don't let a barn owl in your bed. But the owl looks so nice. Look, that's a nice looking owl. Because the first thing that you'll learn will be a barn owl is nocturnal. She will hunt for mice and hoot all night and leave your bed a dreadful sight. Still looks like a very friendly owl. You'll wish that owl was in a barn instead, so please don't let a barn owl in your bed. Probably solid advice, though, not to allow a barn owl in your bed. Now, here's how you can have a lovely sleep. Really, here's how you can have a lovely sleep. Say no to beaver, shark, and owl. Avoid the tiger and his growl. Steer clear of every dinosaur. Leave the bison at the bedroom door. These animals won't help you rest. At bedtime, here is what is best. He's telling them no. They look very disappointed. So what's best at bedtime? Stick to one teddy. So I understand the teddy, but and a flock of sheep. And that's how you can have a lovely sleep. Look at all those sheep. Counting, peaceful. The end. So that was an awesome story with all sorts of fun animals, all sorts of adventure. And so we are going to be making our very own. What'd I do with my example? Oh, here it is. Today, we are going to be making our very own dinosaur. And maybe you can decide if you want to invite it for dinner or not. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to show you what craft supplies we're going to need today. So today, we're going to need half of a paper plate. If you want, you could fold the paper plate in half as well. You're going to need 2 clothespins. They're going to be the legs of our dinosaur. We're going to need 1 googly eye of whatever size you want. I'm going to do the bigger one, so I'm going to set these 2 to the side and save them for a later craft. You're going to need 1 piece of paper, and then some scissors, some glue, and our trusty crayons. So the first step that we're going to do, we're going to need to color our dinosaur's body. So I'm going to choose to have a red dinosaur today. And so I'm going to go ahead and color my dinosaur, the plate, red. Like I said, this is going to be our dinosaur's body. And I want a red dinosaur today. So I'm going to take the time to color one side. You can color both sides if you want. I'm just going to color the one side because I just need the one eye that way. But we can go ahead and take as much time as we need to get this colored how we want it. So that's what's cool about dinosaurs is they came in all sorts of shapes and sizes, all sorts of colors. They live everywhere throughout the world. And we're finding their fossils all throughout the world now. So we even have fossils that we find here in Oklahoma frequently from time to time. I don't think we've ever found a T-Rex in Oklahoma, though, but I could be wrong. But today we're going to be making, at least me, I'm going to be making a very friendly looking dinosaur. You can make your dinosaur look as friendly or as mean as you want. Give it as much personality. Mine's going to be a nice, friendly plant-eating dinosaur. So I'm going to finish coloring up the rest of this plate. So just got a little bit left. getting there. Like I said, this is going to be my dinosaur's body. I'm going for a red dinosaur today. But he's going to, even though he's red, that doesn't mean he likes meat and blood. He's going to be a plant eater. He's going to be a vegetarian. So I'm going to have a vegetarian dinosaur, or called a herbivore. That's what another word is. That's the official term for dinosaurs. Humans are vegetarians. Dinosaurs are herbivores. And so I'm going to have a herbivore for a dinosaur. So the next step, once we get that done, that's our body for our dinosaur. We're going to take these, and they're going to be our dinosaur's legs. And I'm going to color the front of them red as well. And that's so they match my dinosaur's body. And you can use whatever you want to color them. I'm using my crayons. Oh, I broke my crayon, but that's okay. And I'm just going to use it to, like I said, put some red on the front of it to look like I have a red-legged dinosaur. And so once I'm done with it, I'm going to go ahead and clip it on. And see, it matches there. I'm going to go ahead and color in my other one. I just got a little bit. That's what's nice. Compared to the plate, this is easy because it's so small. So there's just a little bit to do. So I got that part done. So I'm going to take that. And so that's the main part of my dinosaur. The main body, my body and legs. That part's finished. So next, I'm going to take this piece of paper, and I'm going to trace out my head. And so I'm going to draw the shape of my dinosaur's head. And I'm going to draw it out here. And so this is going to be my dinosaur's head. So I'm just going to cut out along those lines. As best I can. You see, I'm not following right along, but that just kind of gives me a general idea on where I want to cut my dinosaur's head, the shape I want it to be. And so then I'm going to go back down that way. And so my dinosaur needs to have a long neck because it needs to reach the tops of trees to get all the leafy goodness that it craves. And so I'm going to glue it to the back of my plate right there like that. But before I do that, I'm going to put some finishing touches on my dinosaur's head. I'm going to draw a mouth because it needs to be able to eat the leafy goodness that it wants. And then I'm going to put just enough glue down to stick my eye. And I'm just going to stick it right there, just enough so that my eye can stick. Awesome. So now I have my dinosaur has an eye, it has its mouth, it's got its head. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my body. And so I'm going to take the glue stick again and just glue the bottom of that. And I'm going to attach that to the back of my plate. So I'm going to flip it over to show y'all what I'm doing. And so if you'll take that and just kind of put it right there, like that, and then flip it over. So that's what our dinosaur's head looks like. That's how it looks attached. And so it'll glue, it'll dry, and it'll be attached a little better. The next thing we're going to need, we're still going to use our piece of paper, and we're going to cut out a tail. For me, I'm going to do a long, skinny tail. And I'm not going to trace it. I'm just going to cut. And then I'm going to cut back. And I'm just going to kind of taper it to where it gets thicker at the base. So here's my dinosaur's tail. And so just like the head, I'm going to glue the end of it right here, the part that I'm going to stick to my dinosaur. And so here I go, sticking some glue down. And so once I get that part glued on, I'm going to flip this bit over again, glue it to the back. I put enough glue that it should be sticking pretty good. So I have my dinosaur's tail and its head on. So the last part my dinosaur needs to be able to protect itself because it's a friendly plant-eating dinosaur. So I'm going to use this paper to put some spikes across the back. And so I'm going to trace out some spikes. And I'm just going to use the rest of this sheet of paper. And I'm going to cut these out and use them to glue to the back of my dinosaur so it can protect itself from some of the meaner, scarier dinosaurs. Because when you're an herbivore and you're a dinosaur, you're designed to eat plants. So you don't have the big scary teeth like maybe like a T-Rex or a Velociraptor have. You're not as big and tall or as fast as definitely a Velociraptor. So you got to have some things to defend yourself. And so these spikes were one of the ways dinosaurs were able to defend themselves. But it's also a good way today for our dinosaur to have some extra color because our dinosaur is friendly and hopefully there's no T-Rexes lurking about waiting to ambush us. But I'm going to go ahead and cut out these last two spikes to get them ready to glue to the back of my dinosaur. And that should give me plenty to give my dinosaur some protection. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. So that'll make it a little easier because then I can just glue along right here. And I'm going to add a little bit more glue to my head because it looks like it's not sticking as well as I want it to. Just right there to help it stick a little better. And then like I said, I'm just going to stick a bunch of glue along this edge and I'm going to attach my spikes to that glue. And I'm going to do it in kind of whatever order I want, whatever fashion. There's not going to be a specific way I want them to look. I just want it to have a lot of spikes so it's super protected. Because I want my dinosaur to be able to survive against the T-Rexes and that sort of thing. So I'm just making sure that I get him nice and protected with all of his spikes on there. Maybe that's what I'll call my dinosaur. I think my dinosaur's name is going to be Spike because he's got so many spikes. I think that's a good name, right? So say one more spike for Spike. Spike, the friendly herbivore dinosaur. Awesome. So that's my last spike. So I'm going to go ahead and flip him over. Oh, and it turned out so good. Say the shadow of my spikes looks really cool too. But it even looks really good like that as a dinosaur with its tail and all that. Awesome. So let me go ahead and flip my camera back on me, show you what it looks like. Here's our finished product. Here's our finished dinosaur. Here's my Spike. And so I hope y'all enjoyed story time and craft time with me today for this edition of Discovery Day. I can't wait to see y'all next week, and I hope that everybody has a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.